Limpopo Health MEC Phophi Ramathuba says the remaining 3 samples belonging to the Botswana nationals who died on the R518 bus crash near Mokopane in Limpopo are still undergoing DNA tests. Now, this follows the announcement that 42 remains of the 45 people that died have been positively identified. Ramathuba, along with forensic experts and SABC, a forensic team, have started the process of packaging the remains. It is, however, unclear when the remains will be repatriated to Botswana. SABC News reporter Katlego Nyoni has more for us.
DNA samples of the 42 people that were traveling in a bus from Botswana have now been positively identified, as was confirmed in an update by the Department of Health, of course, working with the SABC Victims Center as well as forensic pathologists. However, at this stage, we understand that 3 samples are still undergoing DNA tests, while the MEC for Health in Limpopo, Phophi Ramathuba, has assured that the 3 samples will eventually be positively identified. Let's get a latest update from the Health MEC. Thank you very much for your time. Take us through where we are now following that much tragic accident.
Where we are up to date is the fact that from all those that we have lost during the tragic accident, 42 of them, the 42 include the 6 that were identifiable, that have already been identified by the families. So 42 we have been able to identify them through science, through DNA, and the SABC forensic science unit, working with our forensic pathology, have been able to make sure that we are where we are today. So what I can indicate is that what we have been doing today, which will be done by the end of business, is to make sure that we package each remains for individual, because as I've indicated even from the beginning, the body has sustained severe mechanical damage prior being sustaining thermal damage, meaning before the heat would destroy the DNA, also the accident itself, the bodies physically were destroyed, such that you'll find that the remains, sometimes it's sensitive as it is, could be scattered all over. So what we did was to collect tissue samples for 72 and submit. So from that, 69 were able to be identifiable, and those 69 we are now packaging. The 3 we were asked to recollect the specimen, which we did last week, and we have submitted to the lab again. We will expect the results because they are currently busy analyzing. So far 42 are ready for repatriation.
And MEC, speaking of repatriation, when can we expect that these families will be able to bury their loved ones? When do we have a date, perhaps, or any idea of the time frame as to when the mass repatriation process could start?
I think on that, because it's not solely dependent on the South African government side, we are guided, as we've keep on saying from the beginning, by the Botswana government. What we can reassure you is that, for instance, the death registrations will be done. We are going to, the Home Affairs is here, but however, we also need the Botswana representative to complete that before we can issue a death certificate. We can't without that part, and also we also need them to do an application of a repatriation, so that the Department of Health can issue that permit to allow the remains to travel across the borders. Now that is the work we are working with the people of Botswana, and also preparation from the other side will also be guided by them. But what we can indicate is that, like earlier on I've said, we've got regular meetings, which not only are the South African government side, we are also having a Botswana representative. So in our meeting tonight, we believe we will have been able to to see a way forward and give each other time frames to say, we expect you to do this. Because like you are rightfully saying, what is critical and important, it's for the families to find closure. And they can only find closure when they see the remains of their loved one. I saw somebody on social media asking to say, how do you have a coffin for probably just a scapular bone? The fact of the matter is one, which we keep on saying as South Africans. We know the pain of having lost your uncle due to the government of the day, where even today some families are praying to say, even if I'm to find just a tooth, one tooth of my uncle, of my sister, of my aunt, and bury, that I would be happy. I would have a funeral. I would be able to find closure.